A lot of people have shame with this. And I can be really vulnerable and say that I go through this and it's a consistent thing for me. So I felt inspired to share with you guys why we have a habit of sabotaging things for ourselves. And little do we know it's because we fear heartache. But the thing is, what a lot of people don't understand is that when we sabotage good things because of things we want to prevent because of our past, when we do this, we think we're saving ourselves from heartache. But what if feeling the heartache, feeling the fear is what's going to get us what we want rather than resisting that fear and creating self-sabotage. So today I want to share with you guys some personal things of mine and also ways for you to understand why you self-sabotage and how to stop doing that and not fear, but learn how to embrace it in order to get everything that your heart desires. Beautiful beings, welcome back, Awaken Ones, on another episode on Embracing Essential Series with your homegirl, Brittany Fontanez. If you're new to this channel, so glad to have you here. And if you've been on this journey with me so far, so glad to be your guide and to assist you on your journey. Now, if you want to know anything about me, all my business inquiries, all that information will be down in the description box below. I do inner child healing, shadow work readings. I do regular tarot readings. I do, as well as dream interpretations. I do so many different things. I do Reiki sessions as well. I have a healing course and I sell merch. I'm going to be working on making some jewelry, so stay tuned for that very soon. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. I can't speak today because I'm just so damn excited to get this out for you guys. But all that information will be down in the description box below, as well as to connect to me on social media. But other than that, beautiful beings, if you enjoyed this video today, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification button so you won't miss out on any videos. You guys, let's get into why we self-sabotage and why we fear heartache. Now, before we get into this, I'm not in my usual gear. I'm just chilling right now. My body hurts, but I was going to take the day for myself to do a ton of shadow work. Excuse me, ad. I didn't tell you to speak right now, but I'm going to skip you. But I just felt so inspired to share this with you guys because I started going to therapy, and yes, I may be a healer, but a healer needs healing too. So I started going to therapy, and this past few couple of days have been so intense for me emotionally, mentally, and spiritually that I've been doing so much inner work. But now I got myself to a place to really understand who the fuck I am and what I want. And in therapy today, I felt so good to express myself and to be very vulnerable about my insecurities, about my fears, about, what I'm going to share with you today, sabotaging and all of that stuff and all of my pain. And it just made me realize how to be so proud of who I am, what I've been through, regardless of how painful my story is. But being in that session and doing all the inner work I've been doing lately and doing a lot of inner child healing. And I do have a new inner child healing session. Please go check that out if you are interested and need some guidance with doing that. The info will be down in the description box below. But since doing all this work, I recognize how I'm okay now being lost, not having a compass, and being a Capricorn. Oh, man. I want to have a plan for every motherfucking thing. I want to control everything. Hence why a lot of people fear the tarot, because the devil card represents Capricorn. We're always wanting to be in control. But lately I've just been going with the flow. I've been trusting, I've been having faith, and I've just been accepting and forgiving. And the reason why I felt so inspired to share why we self-sabotage is because I want you guys to recognize on this channel, I'm very vulnerable. I have no shame in who I used to be, all my wrongdoings, my fears, my insecurities, my tears. I have no shame. And I want to share that with you guys today. Do not have any shame for fearing love, for not being okay, for having insecurities, for having imperfections, because we live in a world where we're so driven to be perfect. We're so driven to bypass negativity and toxicity. And little do we know, there's such thing as toxic positivity. I'll leave a video up here explaining that, and spiritual bypassing as well. You know, we strive to prove ourselves and to avoid what hurts. But, you know, you guys, there's a reason why there's duality. And even though in the higher realms, let's get deep. Even though in the higher realms, the way that divine looks at the world, whatever higher power you believe in, there's no such thing as good or bad, regardless of how detrimental and no matter how dark it is, there's no such thing as good or bad. But when we live in a world of duality, meaning light and dark, good and evil, you know, physical and spiritual, we have to understand that we need the darkness just as much as the light. We need sadness just as much as happiness. We need resentment in order to know forgiveness. We need to know scarcity in order to know vulnerability. We need to know lack in order to know wealth. We need the shadow in order to understand our light. We need all of these things in order for us to understand the true essence of who we are. And the true essence is that we're everything in one. But we are unique in our own individuality. And I'm sharing this all with you because I don't want you guys to have any shame in what you've been through and what you have done and what you currently feel and think right now and the actions you're taking, because at the end of the day, little do we know, these are ways of protecting ourselves. And a lot of us have protecting mechanisms to not to be vulnerable, to avoid, to not express our feelings, to not communicate, to not show up, to do things that other people may make you seem like there's something wrong with you, or you're the villain, or you're too toxic, or there's something bad with you, or you're too boring, or whatever, all that. There's a reason that you protect yourself. And there's a reason why you fear heartache, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in today's video, I want to share with you how to stop being so overprotective of yourself. The reason why we become so overprotective and we try to control circumstances, like holding back, the silent treatment, not speaking up, being a people pleaser, is because at the end of the day, we do these things as a form of protecting ourselves. But when we overprotect ourselves, we neglect the healing and we sabotage what is divinely meant for us. And we sabotage, you know, not allowing our hearts to receive what it truly wants. And, you know, this goes for relationships, friendships, connections with our parents, opportunities, the relationship we have with life, the relationship we have with money even. And with ourselves, most of all, everything we have a connection with is really leading us back to ourselves. And this is what I want to share with you, why you self-sabotage. The reason why a lot of us self-sabotage is like what I said, is to protect ourselves. So we don't feel like we're being disempowered the way that we were in our childhood, in past relationships, friendships, experiences. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there is everything wrong with knowing what you want and not going after it. There's everything wrong with that. And we sabotage things like that. Like I said, we need the darkness in order to know our light. A lot of us fear our light. That's why we stay in the dark. That's why we hide. That's why we avoid. And I want to share with you how not to fear that part of you that wants to have an open heart, that wants to have an open mind, that wants love, that wants to express that love to that person, that wants to express love for life, regardless of the shit that you're going through. You're just like, damn, I want to be grateful. I want to be satisfied regardless of what's going on in my current circumstances, because I have the power to choose how I think and how I feel. I have the power to choose my suffering or my happiness. But I want to share with you guys how to stop sabotaging. And the reason why you self-sabotage is because you have a self-protection. There's nothing wrong with that. We need that. That's how the mind works. Fight or flight. There's a reason for that. But the reason why you do that is because you fear heartache. And a lot of us fear disappointment. A lot of us fear repeating patterns. A lot of us fear not wanting to feel disappointment. But you guys, we need them. We need these disappointments. We need the heartache. We need to feel that fear. Because little do we know, at the end of the day, on the other side of that fear is our capabilities. On the other side of not speaking up about how we feel about someone is that person that we want. And it is because we expect the worst. We want to predict and control the outcome. And control really stems from fear. And expecting the worst really stems from pain. Pain that we haven't dealt with, pain that we bypass, pain that we avoid. But we have to understand that heartache is a part of the process, you guys. Because when we can face our fears, we will know what is meant for us and what is not meant for us. It's like, would you rather be on your deathbed and be like, what if I would have done that? Because I know damn well I wouldn't. I know damn well I wouldn't. That's why I express what I feel, regardless if it's my insecurities, regardless if it's me fearing. I express everything, no matter the outcome, because if I'm expressing what I want and what I need, I'm gonna get it, regardless if it's not my way that I wanted to receive it or have it. But I'm gonna get what's best for me. If I just express myself, if I am vulnerable, if I have no shame in the shame that I have. So we can't run away from heartache. We can't run away from disappointment. It's a part of life. But how to stop self-sabotaging and not fear heartache and not fear fear is by, one, go after what you want. If you want that dream, do whatever you have to do. Create the routines. Get out of the procrastination. Stop those habits. Do it. Do it. If you want that body, 1111, as I said that, if you want that body, bro, do what you gotta do to work for that body, man. If you want that relationship, if you want that person, if you want to let that person know how much you feel about them, go for it. Because if they reject you, it wasn't meant for you. But what if it's better than you expect? Our mind protects us so much that it tries to prevent us from things, from doing things. But if you follow the guidance of your heart, because our heart knows what's best. The heart is the first thing ever created in the womb to create the human being. So, and they do say the etheric aura around the heart is bigger than any other chakra within our body. That's why it's the outcast of everything, because you have 6 chakras. You have 3 up here, 3 down here, but the heart is kind of the outcast because it's the most powerful one. To stop self-sabotaging is go after what your heart wants. Go after it. Tell that person how you feel. Communicate your feelings no matter what the outcome is. Go after that desire. Go after that dream. Go after that job. Go after that opportunity. Stop feeling guilty. Stop feeling shame. Stop feeling guilty for wanting to shine and be you. Stop feeling shame for the fact that maybe people in your past didn't accept you, but now you want to be accepted. So you don't give a fuck what people think about you, regardless of your insecurities, you know? Go after what you want. Because if you don't, that's you holding yourself back. And the way to actually stop self-sabotaging is feel the discomfort. that's the one thing I've been doing lately, is feeling so much discomfort when it comes to every area of my life. How I feel about money, how I feel about relationships, how I feel about friendships, how I feel about my family, how I feel about my career, how I feel about myself. I've been feeling that discomfort. For example, like, I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys with my relationship. You know, I have a fear of trust. I have a fear of this person cheating on me. I have a fear of abandonment. And the other day, I felt it because it was just bothering the shit out of me. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go after what my heart wants. And I already told that person how I felt. But it was like, okay, now I'm going to go after the release of what my heart wants. And I felt that fear. And it was to the point that my hands were like crinkling up, like tightening, like I was like shaking profusely, you guys. I was shaking so much because I was feeling that fear. And I cried as hard as I had ever cried before. And and you know what's crazy? I was feeling the grieving and the grace at the same time. I was feeling the grieving of, if I lose this person or this person doesn't want me, but I was also feeling the grace of, I forgive this person regardless of their choice and what they're doing. I love them regardless, you know? And I was feeling all that. And the same thing with money. I was feeling the fear, the anxiety, and I'm just like, whew. And you know what's crazy? Afterwards, I felt so much goddamn better. I felt so much better. It's like when you take a shower after being so dirty and you're like, oh, relief. That's how it is when you cry and feel, you release. When you feel that anger, feel that sadness, feel that depression, feel that abandonment, feel that codependency, feel that attachment. When you feel it all, you heal it and release it and cleanse it. And, you know, after that moment, I felt so good. And that's what makes me so proud to be on this journey of healing, because healing has absolutely nothing to do with just relationships. It has everything to do with the fact I don't want anything to control me, manipulate, or use me. And this healing journey teaches me self-awareness. And with self-awareness teaches me self-mastery. And when I have the capability to do that, I can open up my heart to receive the things that are divinely meant for me and the things that I want. And when I don't do the healing, I sabotage things. So that's the way to stop self-sabotaging. Go after what your heart wants. Stop listening to the mind. Listen to the heart. Most people think, you know, love is bad. Love is blinding. Rose-colored glasses. Listen, love is what's created us, you guys. Our heart, it's what guides us to what we want. We need to stop denying that love. We need to stop denying what our heart wants. We need to stop denying our desires, because at the end of the day, those are the very things that are going to fulfill us. The heart is the very thing that fulfills us. And I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care what anyone says. It does. So stop self-sabotaging by going after what you want, feeling the discomfort, and learning how to trust that when you can accept things as they are without needing to control them, and trusting that no matter the outcome, you'll be all right, that's you trusting your decisions and yourself. And when you can do that so wholeheartedly, you're not worried about what leaves your life. You're not worried about absolutely anything. You're just focused on, no matter what, I know what I deserve, and I know who I am, and I know what I want. And when you could be in a place like that, you could be proud of your story. You could be proud of yourself. You could be proud of your decisions. You could be proud of you, because you're not doing anything to hold yourself back. You're not hiding. You're not running. You're right here. And a lot of us run from ourselves. A lot of us avoid ourselves. A lot of us avoid the discomfort rather than feeling it and facing it, because we're too scared to face the love that we want. And that's ourself. That's our heart. That's guiding us to receive the things that we want to attract and have. So don't fear the heartache. Embrace it. Embrace it. Please embrace it. Please be vulnerable. Please being okay not knowing the outcome. Please accept life and what it brings you. And what comes to the surface for you, and what your mind is sharing with you, because at the end of the day, it's all leading you back to yourself. It's all leading you back to love. It's all leading you back to you understanding how motherfucking powerful you are, and knowing that what you want, you deserve. and you're worthy of it. Regardless if it's not the way that you want it, because little do we know there's a higher power that knows better than we do. So, you guys, everything I share with you, I know we're not a spurge, but I was inspired to share this because I don't know who needed to hear it. But you are so loved and lovable that your heart never wants you to fear going after what you want. It never wants you to control the outcome. It never wants you to expect the worst. Because at the end of the day, you're always guided to where you need to be and what you're meant to receive. And where you are is exactly where you need to be in order to realize the preciousness that you are. Regardless if you don't like your mind, you don't like your body, you don't like the way you feel, you don't like who you are, it's okay. Because eventually, if you allow yourself to follow the guidance of your heart, you will learn to love you. You will learn to trust you. You will learn to be okay with things leaving your life and be okay not fearing expressing your insecurities or being vulnerable. Because when you could do that and you allow yourself to do all that, you really start to embrace life. And I can't tell you how good it feels to embrace life, no matter what pain comes, no matter what sadness comes, no matter the tears, no matter the disappointments. I love life. I love it. I'm not saying I'm not going through shit. I'm not saying my life is perfect. If you think my life is perfect, get slapped. I'm far from that shit. I got so much shit. I got debt to pay off. I got shit I gotta get done. Like, nothing. Not everything is good in my life. But I'm not happy because life is good. I'm happy because I see the good in everything in life, and I want you to get to that place because you deserve to be there without needing anything outside of you to get you there. Beautiful beings. I hope everything I share with you has brought some insights or even some realizations and revelations. But if you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification button. I recently just did zodiac signs for shadow work and inner child healing. I'm doing this video on Monday, so by the time it comes out, it may be on a Thursday. So go check out those readings so you can understand what triggers are coming to the surface, so you could assist yourself. But if you want to get deeper into your healing, your shadow work, your inner child healing, even understand your dreams, or do past life regression work or Reiki sessions, all that information will be down in the description box below. And until then, you guys, I love you dearly, and I really hope this guided and assisted you or inspired you in some way. But until then, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. And only love.